Hello and welcome back. Let's do a proof. We are given in the diagram below, prove that the measure of angle y plus the measure of angle z is equal to the measure of angle w plus the measure of angle x. Okay, so we want to show that this plus this is equal to this plus this. All right, so notice that there are two triangles. There's this larger one and then this smaller one within the larger one. Let's start writing out our thoughts and see what we come up with. So for the larger triangle here, by the triangle angle sum theorem, we know that a plus x plus w is equal to 180. And by the same reason, for this triangle, we know that, a plus y plus z is equal to 180. Well, since we have this in common, let's rewrite both of these equations so that we solve for a in terms of the other variables. What would that look like? That would be a is equal to 180 degrees minus x minus w, because we did minus x on both sides, minus w on both sides. Here we have a equals 180 degrees minus y minus z, because we did minus y on both sides, and minus z on both sides. And if we know that this is equal to something, and this is equal to that same something, then it must be that these are equal to each other. That's what transitivity tells us. Okay, let's get started with our proof down here. Number one, a plus x plus w is equal to 180, and a plus y plus z is equal to 180 by the triangle angle sum theorem, which tells us that for any triangle, the sum of the measures of the interior angles is 180. And then the next thing we did was we rewrote the equations like this, right? Okay. So we have a equals 180 degrees minus x minus w, and that a equals 180 degrees minus y minus z by the subtraction property of equality, which tells us that if we subtract the same amount from both sides of an equation, we have an equivalent equation. Subtraction property of equality. And the next thing we said was by transitivity, then these must be equivalent. So we have 180 degrees minus x minus w is equal to 180 degrees minus y minus z, transitivity. Okay, what do we need to get again? Y plus z equals w plus x. Okay, let's do a little more work. If we said minus 180 on both sides, we'd be left with this. Subtraction property of equality says that it's totally legit for us to do minus 180 on both sides of that equation. Subtraction property of equality. And we don't want negatives, we want positives. So if we divide both sides by -1, we have x plus w equals y plus z. We can divide everything by -1. It's so legit by the division property of equality, which tells us that if we divide both sides of an equation by a non-zero number, we have an equivalent equation. Are we done? Yep, and we're done.